Hello, welcome back to a playthrough of Exile 2 Crystal Souls. Last time we made our way to Avit, or at least the outskirts of it. It's been a very long journey getting here, but we finally made it to the land of the Venetai, as it said in the dialogue last time. So we could go straight for the town. Probably would be a good idea. I do love exploring though. Ooh. A band of Venetai approach, long legs sailing them through the cave. They look at you carefully, then they discuss the matter amongst themselves. Then howling at humans they attack. Okay, well, again, it's a little confusing because, you know, we're not getting a very friendly welcome. So I'm thinking there's a small faction in the, you know, this people that actually... you know, feels like this is unjust. And then the majority probably just want to basically destroy us. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And that's a really large group of them, wow. And we are course, that's really bad.
Cool.
Yeah, Ingraham is level 11, that's great. I wasn't really planning on opening this up with combat, but it shouldn't take too long. Yeah, we're not diseased. We really need less party would be really nice. But we don't have it. I don't really know what to cast. I guess wound, we can get some experience. Okay, not ideal. Could cast haste on somebody, but I think a fireball would probably be pretty good. So that gets 4 enemies. This would get 3, but 2 all mages. So I think that's probably worth it. You know, I wonder, because Snorm has 2 weapons, so I'm curious if you can actually trigger assassination twice. Maybe that's happened, and I just haven't noticed, but just kind of wondering about that. When I was making the party, Storm was originally a Slith. And that's why he's from Nass. So if you remember from the first game, Nass is a town of friendly Sliths. But midway through, I kind of changed my mind on the naming for some characters, so I switched it to the Nephilim. And now it doesn't make any sense because it's a town of Sliths, not Nephilim, so... somebody might have pointed this out already in a previous episode that I got that incorrect. All of these... This episode, at least, is basically being recorded the Saturday before the Sunday that the first episode is actually being released, so... unfortunately, any advice in the comments up until this point will have to be implemented probably after episode 40, I would think. I'm not going to record though for probably a couple months due to the semester starting again. I guess that's everything, so... but yeah, so I thought about that yesterday, and I was like, man, that's really painful. Same with in the last game, the mage was Petra of Krizan, but I switched the S and the Z compared to how it is actually spelled in Exile 3. So that bothered me as well, but it's not a huge deal. Anyway, we could explore a bit, but I think we should really just explore the town. So Approach the Venetai town, which is clearly still under construction. Piles of stone blocks and tools are everywhere, and the walkways connecting the buildings are still only half laid. The buildings have rounded corners and are taller than human beings, and the walls are set with many thin sheets of bluish crystalline material, giving them a colorful crystalline appearance. Okay, Avit. I thought we crossed a bridge. What? Okay, we actually won the water there for a little bit. All sorts of building materials here. Stone blocks, tools, green tiles, cement, bales of tall wood. It would appear the Venetai plan to rebuild the city is in earnest. So the Venetai really seem to be in kind of a rebuilding phase. Like a lot of their towns and forts up north are completely ruined. I think we have to actually enter from the top. Yeah, okay. Kind of strange. Were we supposed to enter from this way? I know that sound effect is probably getting annoying, but I like to start by exploring the outskirts. Okay. And then making our way inward. There's usually nothing out here, but it's, you know, it makes me feel accomplished to have the map filled out. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fill everything out, because yeah, it's probably fun. Oh, there actually is something here though. That's strange. I guess we'll start here. Carved into the wall is barracks. It's a really interesting town. It's really literally built on the river, it seems. Yeah, so we don't want to steal anything. They already don't like us as is. A Venetai warrior rests on his delicate bed. These beings must be amazingly light for such fragile contraptions to support them. His eyes are closed and his arms are crossed. His chest. He probably doesn't want us to disturb him, but I'm curious if he will reply. Deep sleep. Okay, what about this guy? This female Venetai is formidably armed. Wickedly pointing razor discs are strapped across her chest, and a heavy two-handed wave blade is strapped across her back. And very unfortunately, she isn't at all happy to see you. Yeah, so again, it must really be a small fraction of the people here that actually want to have peace with us, because everybody seems to just hate us, which, you know, is understandable, I guess, but she watches you carefully, almost seeming to hope for an excuse to rip you apart. I am Folate, commander of Avit. Oh, she speaks a language. The pale gray of her face darkens slightly. I am supposed to be helping you. Her English is slow and awkward. I am must being acting like you won't stealing. What? I must act like you won't stealing. Why would we steal? She smiles grimly. I said not things about human stealing. Her voice suddenly tones bitter. To say human stealing is interfere with peace, that would be wrong. Oh, stealing the land is probably what she means. Yes, peace. He spits out the word as if it was made of poison. Let's... Okay. You have a job for us? Assistance? Nope. Okay, so yeah, it's, I mean, hey, she's trying, you know. I mean, if somebody stole your land, you would probably be pretty mad, so. A Venetai woman paces the half-done streets of the city, seemingly lost in thought. She wears a long, billowing, slightly fluorescent wrap typical of the Venetai. When you approach, she stops, concentrating, and turns to you. I think there's a dog in the neighborhood that's howling right now, so hopefully you guys can't hear that, but... She nods. I am Iglet, a Pondor of the Venatai people. I am a Pondor. Right now, I am pondering the problem of the humans. It is a rough translation of a word for it to your language. A Pondor is a person who watches and advises. The advice need not be taken, but very often should be. Our Venetai Council has started to attack you humans by putting up magic barriers. We feel this attack is hasty and may be at the wrong humans, so we want to bring you before the Council for questioning. You are the first humans we have brought here. Right now, they unwisely refuse to see you, saying you're not of us, but I thought of a trick. A full member of our tribe may always see the Council. A not member of the tribe may become a full member by going through the tests. We have argued that nothing in the laws say a not member has to be Venetai, so you may join us by being tested. It is clever and tricky, but if you pass through the tests, you may see the Council, and they may see sanity. Interesting. Okay, well this makes more sense now. So the Council has already basically decided to destroy us. But there's some, kind of ponderers, I guess, kind of wise members of the council that feel, that it's not so simple as kill all the humans, right? Because I assume that they could be talking about the Empire, but I don't think that makes sense because the Empire sent expeditions down here, but the expeditions essentially failed. Like, if I recall correctly, the people that actually took the land are the Avonites, the exiles of, that are here now. So that still would be the people of Fomello and everybody that kind of associates with King Micah. Maybe I'm misreading the situation though. Okay, let's save this and test. There are 3 tests. They are used to earn a position in our tribe, and to redeem those who we find it to be crimes. She pauses, not sure if she uses the right word. Yeah, I guess criminals would be better. Go ask Folate about the test. She will help you. She's not happy about the bringing of humans here, but unlike some, she sees the wisdom of the Pondos. Okay. Okay. I guess that's everything we need. So now let's go back to the barracks and talk to Fola. She looks angry that you asked. Yes, I must telling you of 3 tests. They are all south and southeast of strength, speed, and mind. When in it, one of you only can enter and pass through. The tests are dangerous. The Sea Council must do the right number. They demand you do enough. You do must 2 of 3 tasks, and which 2 you do is your deciding. He, I believe that's supposed to be she, shakes her head. Must not be seen if humans can stand all tough testing. Okay. Because I believe it's a she, right? Yeah, female, so okay. Okay, south and southeast. Let me just... They go south and southeast. South and then this way. Okay, save. So we have to do, I guess, enough is what she said. We talk to them. Let's continue exploring. No reason to rush to do these tests. But yeah, so we have to essentially become part of the tribe. You see the council, and then there's no guarantee the council won't just not listen to us anyway. Carved on the wall in both Veneti and English, Chamber of Meditations. The smell of incense blasts you in the face when you step into this small, low room. To the north of two small fire pits, bordering a mix of lichen and strange mosses, are the pits are three pools of colorful, placid liquid. Interesting. And while I'm at it, we are going to make a new save. On the floor before you, a Venati male sits cross-legged on a prayer mat. His position and long, spiny legs give him the appearance of some strange gray-skinned insect. Okay. He opens his eyes, revealing the usual, unsettlingly pure white eyes. He continues to look at the pools. I am Sarah. I am a Pondo, and I wait. As he speaks, his eyes continue to face perfectly forward. His mouth barely moves. The rest of him is perfectly still. It is very eerie. For you, I wait here and keep the pools prepared for you. There is a Venati ritual that we have made able for you to be performing. It is our ritual of welcoming, which we use to mark those for the other tribes as being our guest. I can teach you how to do this ritual, so others may see that you are welcomed in our land. Oh, okay. The ritual is skimming your fingers in a caress across the waters, going from darkest hue to lightest. As you're now going from the dark of being outside us to the light of our acceptance, he nods to the pools as if motioning you over to them. So, I guess the council rules over many tribes, so there's definitely even probably more disagreement than just if this was like a single nation of, you know, like a consorted tribe. But hopefully if we do this ritual, they will stop attacking us on site. So let's save the game. I guess we'll start. Darkest hue to lightest hue. Floor here is covered with an intricate patchwork of glyphs and sigils. In the middle of it is a small pool of dark purple liquid. Okay. Brown. Milky white. Okay. Dark to light. And he said to caress it, which would be to touch it, I believe. When you delicately touch your fingers to the surface of the fluid, an almost electrical tingling sensation flies up your arms into your torso, and from there into your entire body. You see the strange feeling of, for lack of a better word, rearranging, in your skin and in your mind. The change in your skin is minor. You feel like you have been marked in some way, whether good or bad you can't tell. The change in your mind, however, is profound. Words Veneti have said which made no sense suddenly make connections in your mind, as if some force was steering them through your brain to come to a halt right next to the correct English word. You will now be able to communicate with Veneti you meet. Wow, that's pretty neat. I really am curious if we can now understand what this scrap of paper says, though. This is the first thing that I thought of. Okay. Still doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to him. The ritual is performed. You are marked, and we will all see that you are welcomed by our people. Be warned, if you perform evil among us, this will not save you from our wrath. Cool. Okay, so we are, I guess, guests of the tribe. It's a good thing. Carved into the obelisk in both Veneti and English, welcome to Avit, City of Peace. So you really gotta appreciate the effort that these conjurers and people that follow them are making towards peace. It really is quite something. Council Hall. They won't see us, but we can go in. This building is someone's home, but much more. A long table surrounded by chairs by the west wall seems like some sort of meeting place. It's covered with papers and used mugs. This must be the town's crude city hall. Okay, we can just walk in. An exceptionally tall Venetai with a thin gold headband sits at the head of the table. The Venetai nods and motions for you to sit with her. I am Takora Tail, leader of this village. I bid you welcome, humans. She speaks in careful, only slightly flawed English. I am a tail, she thinks, a male, you would call it. We have worked and built and learned hard in the preparation for your arrival. We feared you would not or could not make the journey, but it fills us with great joy to see you here. There may be hope yet. You should now be speaking with Bon Inun, who lives near. He would tell you stories of what has been happening. As for me, she indicates the papers before her. I must be back to my planning of construction. Okay. Cool. A Venati warrior, wave blade at the ready, sits staring into the fire. His head is cocked as if he's listening to something far away. He whispers so that you can barely hear. Ife. Quiet, I'm searching. We take turns listening. More useful than sight. Don't talk to human. Quiet. Okay. Listening. A Benatai sits by the file, carefully and quietly running the stone around the edge of its laser disc. He doesn't look up at you. I am Kripa, human. He holds the laser disc out for a moment, then goes back to sharpening it. I have thrown these since I could stand. I can take the tip off a stalagmite at the limits of sight. The gods help you humans if you are guilty of theft. He looks up at you. I shouldn't say. It is not my job to question Bon in precious piece. Go talk to him. Okay. A Venate warrior sits here, absorbing the heat from the fire. As you approach, she looks at your weapons with great interest. She stands and says, "Welcome to our circle. I am Azik." Having introduced herself, she sits down again. Okay, that was a nice sign of respect. We're here to defend Avit with blade and disc. Our weapons are so different from yours. I would like to learn to use one of your swords one day, even though they are so inelegant. Our weaponsmiths curve the blades to show their skill. The finer the curves, the greater the smith. Sometimes I'm not sure if it is wise. A fine wave blade takes long to make. Yeah, okay, it's the same thing. So, disc. Okay, interesting. A Venati warrior sits warming herself at the fire. She often turns to look for creatures approaching the town. I'm called Stall, and your tongue means swift. I'm one of the too few guards for Avit. We have to keep a constant watch for attackers. The Hydras and Chitrats haven't yet learned that we are reclaiming our home. Just a few of them can do great damage if we don't prevent them. Hydras are big and strong, but clumsy and dumb. The real danger is the Chit Chat. If we don't keep careful watch, a swarm of them could easily destroy the whole village. You don't have many of the foul creatures in your land. You're lucky. She returns to scanning Avit's surroundings with fresh enthusiasm. Okay, let's see. We need to fill in this on the map. A narrow, rickety bridge leads to a small, peaceful island. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You approach an ancient Venetai who stands under an unusually tall cavewood tree. He stands with eyes closed, swaying slightly. When you approach, however, he stops and turns to you. You recognize him as the Venetai you saw in Formello. He moves up to you. The amazing density of wrinkles in his gray skins betrays him, and ancient, but he is quite quick and nimble. I am Bon Inun, and I gratefully welcome you. Welcome to the land of the Venetai. He smiles and shakes his head. Oh, so much work. Learning your tongue, learning of your people, struggling for peace. It is all so hard, after the theft. When we ended the resting, we rebuilt the home of the souls of our greatest box. Not long after, 3 more were stolen. The guards slain by human weapons. Quivers with anger. This taught us of humans, and it was then the council called for your doom. It is because of this that I had you come here. You must go to the council to be scried. Okay, so I was saying earlier that if it was in regard to stealing the land, you know, it would basically be, you know, everybody in exile, right? But this sounds like the Empire probably were the ones that stole these crystal souls, and so if we can prove our innocence, then we can avoid, you know, being destroyed. I guess is kind of the plan. So, trying to think. Not soul crystals, crystal souls. It is not a crystal with a soul inside it, it is a soul taking crystal form. A soul of an honored leader, a Bach, staying with us in physical form to provide comfort and guidance. They are our race's greatest prize. To have stolen them is one of the greatest crimes against us one can commit. Some say peace is impossible, since humans took our leader's souls and killed their gods. But I want peace with the humans, not responsible. Just because some of you may be evil doesn't mean you all are. Alas, to some this is a radical, foolish view. No, that's a wonderful view. Yeah, you don't, you know, the sins of the parent are not the sins of the child. Radical, foolish view. So theft, council. I believe there may be many types of humans with many beliefs, and using all magics to destroy all of you is for now wrong. If we could get the Council of Three to question you, then the truth could be known, and we could act with wisdom. The magics are awesome. If your people are not to die, you must prepare. We have gifts for you. The council, rulers of our tribe, sits in Ogai. We have found a way to get them to see you. Go speak with Iglit about it. We also can make you a guest of the Venatai, enabling you to travel all lands safely. It also enables you to speak our tongue. For this gift, you must perform the ritual of welcoming. Go to the Chamber of Meditations to do so. Okay, I'm trying to think. Council. The council, overly hasty rulers, created the barriers that choke your lands. They even now prepare disease spells, which will ravage and decay your people, and enormous shockwaves, which will bury them in giant cave-ins. If you stole our crystal souls, it is what you deserve. It would be justice, but if not, it would be a great crime. Okay, so he basically just told us to talk to the people that we already talked to. So I think we really just do the test now. I think that's kind of the next step. Let's finish exploring. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in here. A small home. Save the game. See a box. Okay, nothing. Yeah, you know, it's a town, but there's really not many actual homes, though. It's like 5 buildings. Now, they're in the process of, you know, rebuilding it, so, I mean, that makes sense, but... Okay, well, this is the town of Avit. I think we'll leave it here. I don't think I missed anything. So I don't think so. We haven't really explored down here, though. Can I even get down there? Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, we want to do as good of a job as we can. Might have to come from the west and into the town. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. Okay, cool. Well, we have learned a lot. I would say it makes more sense now. We have our main goal to complete the quest. We've already done the welcome gift, so we all, you know, we can speak the tongue of the land now. And yeah, we're gonna try to gain access to the council. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.